I guess the best advice that I could give is to build your faith and recognize that people are waiting for you, that are prepared and want to be baptized. For me, it was hard for so long to remember and recognize that the Lord has prepared people that are ready to be baptized now. It's not all about just preparing people. It's about finding the people who are ready to be baptized. And so it's an act of faith to talk from the very, very first lesson about baptism, so they understand why you're there. You're not just there to make them feel good. You're not just there to be their friend. You're there to help them make covenants with God. And so I would say to recognize and accept that your purpose is to help others come unto Christ. It's not just to make them feel good. It's to find the ones that are prepared and to help them come unto Christ. I remember it took me a while to recognize that, and now, like, teaching at the MTCA, I always try and help the missionaries understand, like, no, it is important to invite people to be baptized in the very first lesson, whether they say yes or no, because they need to know why you're there. And it helps you find the people who are prepared so much quicker. Another thing is to not be afraid of contacting. Like, contacting is so important. Granted, working with members is much more effective, but there will be times where you have to contact and talk to people in the streets, knock on their doors. And so recognize that now and build your testimony so that you want to do that. Because a person who loves what they want to share is much more convincing than a person who's scared to share the thing that they're presenting when they knock on your door. In my third area, it was really cool because there were several people that we met. We taught a lot of people, but there are these two, a man and a woman, a grown man and a grown woman, that really stand out because they were people who we invited to be baptized on the first lesson. And it was incredible because it was a really spiritual lesson, and they accepted. And I remember leaving the lesson and thinking, that wasn't me. Like, I was there speaking, but they didn't say yes because of me and who I am. They said yes because they're prepared and they want this. The Lord has prepared them. And so that was a really neat experience. Like, the best thing you can do as a missionary is to figure out how to be the Lord's tool, to let Him guide you and work through you. It's so important also to be very direct with them, to just, like, no beating around the bush, just straight up tell them how it is. Teach simply and directly, but with love, which you can do. It sounds like an oxymoron, but it's not. Like, teaching simply and directly with love will be the most effective way to help people come into Christ.